Braveheart, 1995, is an epic historical drama film starring and directed by Mel Gibson. It tells the powerful story of William Wallace, a 13th-century Scottish warrior who became a symbol of resistance against English rule. After the tragic death of his wife at the hands of English soldiers, Wallace led a rebellion to free Scotland from the control of King Edward I of England. Driven by love, justice, and a desire for freedom, he inspired a nation to rise up and fight for independence. Wallace was eventually captured and brutally executed, but his sacrifice became a turning point in Scotland's fight for freedom. His courage, passion, and unforgettable cry of freedom turned him into a national hero and a lasting legend in Scottish history.
Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace, and I see a whole army of my countrymen. Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace, and I see a whole army of my countrymen.
Countryman. A person from the same country as someone else. Fellow citizen. Compatriot.
Here in defiance of tyranny. You've come to fight as free men. Here in defiance of tyranny.
Defiance. Behavior in which you refuse to obey someone or something. Act of defiance. Challenge.
Here in defiance of tyranny.
Tyranny. Cruel and oppressive government or rule. Dictatorship. A situation in which someone or something controls how you are able to live, in an unfair way. Refugees fleeing tyranny and oppression.
You've come to fight as free men. And free men you are. What will you do without freedom? And free men you are. What will you do without freedom? Will you fight? Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live. No! We will run! And we will live. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while.
At least a while. For a short time. For a little longer. A while means for a short time. It is more commonly spelt a while.
And dying in your beds many years from now. And dying in your beds many years from now. Would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance? Would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that?
Would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that? He's asking his men to imagine themselves many years in the future, after surviving by running away. If you could give up, trade, every single day of your life, from now until your death, just to come back to this moment and fight for freedom, would you do it?
For one chance, just one chance, the come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom! So come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
The Battle of Stirling was the first major victory of the Scottish Rebellion. The Scottish had defeated the English army under command of William Wallace, and the city of Lanark was freed.
Here are the king's terms. Lead this army off the field. Here are the king's terms.
Terms. The conditions that control an agreement, arrangement, or activity. Under the terms of their contract, employees must give 3 months' notice.
Lead this army off the field.
Lead this army off field. Take command of your soldiers and march them away from the battlefield. Withdraw, pull back, your troops, soldiers.
And he will give you each estates in Yorkshire, including hereditary title. And he will give you each estates in Yorkshire.
Estate. An extensive area of land in the country, usually with a large house, owned by one person, family, or organization.
Including hereditary title.
Hereditary title. A hereditary title is a position or name, usually of nobility like duke or earl, that is passed down from one generation to the next within the same family.
Here are Scotland's terms. Here are Scotland's terms. Lower your flags and march straight back to England. Lower your flags and march straight back to England. Stopping at every home you pass by. Stopping at every home you pass by. To beg forgiveness for 100 years of theft, rape and murder. To beg forgiveness for 100 years of theft, rape and murder.
Theft, the action or crime of stealing. Rape, to force someone to have sex when they are unwilling, using violence or threatening behavior. Murder, the unlawful, illegal. Premeditated, thought out, planned, killing of one human being by another.
Do that, and your men shall live. Do that, and your men shall live. Do it not, and every one of you will die today. Do it not, and every one of you will die today.